Part 134. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1331. Chapter 1331. It seems like someone forced me to post it. As a result, she was so involved that Tuyuli I was injured and retired from the industry for a year. Now she actually found Chin Han to make her angry again. She didn't know how to harm Chin Han again. If anything happens to Chin Han because of her, I will never let her go. I really don't know the background of the financial backer behind Xiao Mian. Who doesn't know that Chin Han has stopped accepting TV series in recent years, and now he makes an exception for her. The actor has become her foil to make her famous. She is really awesome. Chin Han is so pitiful. She has to act opposite this kind of vase. It's useless. No matter how much she holds it, she won't become famous. This woman Xiao Mian is really disgusting. Chin Han, am so pitiful that I have to act with such a vase. Doesn't she have a very awesome boyfriend? If she doesn't do anything bad, she has to come to the entertainment industry. The official announcement on Weibo was filled with curses. During the intermission, Chin Han was scrolling through Weibo on his mobile phone. His Weibo is managed by a dedicated team, and most of the time, the Weibo content is operated by the team. But sometimes, he would board the ship himself to have a look. Occasionally, I will post a few Weibo messages myself. In fact, Chin Han quite likes to play Weibo. He registered a small account and would check it out on Weibo in his free time. The one he is logging into now is his trumpet. As soon as he opened Weibo, he saw a familiar name in the hot search. Ongamian get out of the entertainment circle hashtag. Hashtag Kinhan Xiao Mian hashtag. Hashtag Kinhan was suspected of being threatened, so he took on the drama only to make a wedding dress for him hashtag. Seeing that his name was also on the hot search, Chin Han clicked on the hot search to take a look. Then I saw the official Weibo post, clicked into the comment area, and saw that all the hot comments were criticizing Xiao Mian. Netizens speculated that he had to accept the TV series because he was threatened. The person who threatened him was Xiao Mian's boyfriend. Because of this, Xiao Mian was scolded so much. Chin Han only read a few hot comments and frowned. As a person involved, of course he knows what the truth is. Who can force him to do something he is unwilling to do? This matter has nothing to do with Xiao Mian at all, but now she is being scolded like this because of herself. Chin Han felt that he couldn't stand it anymore. Not to mention that he still admires Xiao Mian now. Even if he doesn't like Xiao Mian, he won't remain indifferent after seeing this kind of thing. He thought for a while, logged out of the small account, and logged in directly to his large account. He retweeted the official announcement on Weibo using a large account. Chin Han V, I am very much looking forward to this cooperation. Director Bai is a director I admire very much, so when he found me and showed me the script, I took over the TV series without hesitation. Facts have proved that my decision was correct. The female lead is still a newcomer, but she performed very well. It was very enjoyable to play opposite her. I was very amazed by her many details and understanding during the performance. I believe everyone will be amazed when the film is released later. 1 minute after Chin Han forwarded it on Weibo, there were more than 20,000 comments. The hot comments still criticized Xiao Mian. Chin Han's response makes me feel like he was forced to post it. I feel the same way. Haha, as soon as Xiao Mian was scolded on the hot search, Chin Han came out to speak for her. I don't believe it was Chin Han who posted this voluntarily. Chin Han's repost seems to be to refute rumors maybe he was really forced to post it. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1332. Chapter 1332. I think the intention is to block you. Chin Han, have you seen our comments? Respond to them. Are you being threatened? Don't be afraid, our tens of millions of fans will support you. Chin Han replied to one of the fans, Director Bai and I have known each other for many years and are very good friends. We appreciate each other, which is why this collaboration was brought about. No one forces me, and no one can force me. My fans are all very qualified and reasonable people. I hope everyone will not hurt innocent people. I rarely praise a newcomer, but Jiao Mianmian's performance really surprised me. It's a pleasure to play opposite her. When the finished film comes out, I believe everyone will definitely agree with me. Chin Han indeed seldom praises newcomers. He may be under pressure to take on the TV series. But if he didn't really appreciate Jiao Mianmian, he wouldn't praise her like this. Most of his fans are very qualified people, and not all of the people who are leading the rhythm today are his fans. After reading Chin Han's explanation, fans' anger subsided one after another. The reason why they were so angry was that they thought Chin Han was forced to take the TV series. But now that the explanation was clear and they knew it was not what they thought, they all stopped attacking Jiao Mianmian. However, they still have reservations about Chin Han's praise of Jiao Mianmian. Even if Jiao Mianmian is not a flower vase, how good her acting skills can be. What Chin Han said must be just for the occasion. Asterisk. The Chiao family. Chiao Angzhen received several calls at once. They were all called by brands that had signed contracts with her. Everyone calling her had one thing in mind, to terminate the contract. Zhao Kai also called her and told her that he would have to think again about signing with Huanyu. But before, Zhao Kai had clearly promised her to sign in for fun. After Chiao Angzhen received another call saying that she wanted to terminate the contract, she finally felt something was wrong. If a brand owner breaks a contract voluntarily, it will have to pay a large amount of breach of contract fee. Ms. Chiao, I'm sorry, we will pay you the liquidated damages according to the amount in the contract. Chiao Angzhen's expression was extremely ugly. She held her phone tightly and said, "Why do you want to terminate the contract? If you want to terminate the contract with me, you have to give me a reason. We have always cooperated very well, haven't we? The contract we signed just a few days ago, why is it being terminated today?" Here, Miss Jiao. Her question seemed to embarrass the other party, who was silent for a while, then sighed, "Miss Jiao, considering that we have been cooperating for so long, I will tell you the truth. Actually, we don't want to terminate the contract with you, but we can't help it. We don't dare to offend the Mo family. Someone over there said that anyone who dares to cooperate with you is going against the Mo family. We are just a small company. In fact, I don't dare to offend Mr. Mo's family. Yes, Miss Jiao, why have you offended the people of the Mo family? I think the intention is to ban you." After answering the phone, Chiao Angzhen's face turned extremely pale. She has actually already guessed a few things. Since she left the Bai family that day, she has been worried about what the Bai family will do to her. Now, her punishment has finally come. They want to ban her. For an artist, banning is undoubtedly the most serious punishment. The artists who have been banned may not live as well as ordinary people in the future. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1333. Chapter 1333. This matter is not as easy as she thought. For an artist like Chiao Angzhen who has already reached the forefront, if he is banned, he will undoubtedly fall from heaven to hell. She is a star. If you can no longer be in the entertainment industry, you will have to find other jobs. But how could Chiao Angzhen do anything else? Even if she could do it, if she were asked to find a job as an ordinary person, she would not be ashamed to find one. The door was pushed open. Lin Huijin walked in with a sad look on her face, and Xin, why is that little Chiao Mian still silent? Could it be that we are overthinking it? In fact, she has never thought about taking revenge on us. Chiao Angzhen's impersonation failed, so Lin Huijin naturally knew about it. Apart from feeling regretful, she was even more worried about Chiao Mianmian's revenge. These past few days, both mother and daughter have been in a state of uneasiness. Lin Huijin opened the door and walked into the bedroom, and saw Chiao Angzhen sitting on the edge of the bed with a pale face. She was stunned and hurriedly walked over. What's wrong? Did something happen? Did that little Chiao Mian do something? Chiao Angzhen bit her lips, with strong hatred in her eyes. She raised her head and looked at Lin Huijin with her red eyes. Mom, that wants to ban me. What did you say? Lin Huijin's face changed and she became nervous. How did you know? Chiao Angzhen told Lin Huijin all the several termination calls she received. After listening to this, Lin Huijin's expression changed again. The Chiao family is getting worse every year. Lin Huijin had long since given up hope on Father Chiao. Her only hope now is her daughter. She thought that no matter what, her daughter was a star and her ability to make money was pretty good. It was enough for her to live a life without worries about food and clothing. However, if Chiao Angzhen is really banned and can no longer participate in the entertainment industry, will she still be able to live her current life? That little Chiao Mian is going to ruin the lives of both mother and daughter. Lin Huijin's face darkened, and she gritted her teeth and said, the little is so cruel. You are her sister, and she actually wants to kill you. She doesn't want to think about whether she would be where she is today without the support of the Chiao family. She is living a comfortable life now, but she wants to make us uncomfortable. This matter is not as easy as she thought. Chiao Angzhen also had a gritted expression on her face, but now that she is recognized by the Bai family, she is no longer the same person as before. She wants to block me, and I can't stop her. Whether it is the Bai family or the Mo family, they are enough to ban her. The little is still related to both of these families. Chiao Angzhen now hates and fears Chiao Mian. Hate Chiao Mian to the core, wishing she would die immediately. And she was afraid that Chiao Mian would retaliate against her. So what? Lin Huijin gritted her teeth and sneered, the Chiao family was kind to her, but she did this to you. She is such a white-eyed wolf. I'm going to go find that little now and ask her why she is like this. To you. And the Bai family, the Chiao family is kind to them. If your father hadn't helped adopt that little bitch, the little might have died long ago. If the Bai family dares to treat you badly, I will take this. It's on the news. See how they don't care about face. Mom, Chiao Angzhen was still a little scared when she thought of Mo Yesi and Bai Yusheng. Anyway, the Chiao family is already like this, and now you have been banned by that little bitch, so what is there to be afraid of? The little doesn't want us to have an easy time, and she doesn't want to have an easy time either. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1334. Chapter 1334. You are finally willing to give up. Mom, what should we do? Go to that little bitch. If she dares to block you, I'm not done with her. Asterisk. The afternoon scene went very smoothly, because the first day of shooting went very smoothly, so the progress was also very good. There was originally planned to be a scene in the evening, but it was also filmed ahead of schedule. Before 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Bai Yusheng stopped working and sent people home. Mian, where are you staying now? I'll take you back. Chiao Mian changed her clothes in the dressing room. When she went out, she saw Bai Yusheng waiting outside. She was about to answer when she saw a crew member coming over. Director Bai. The staff member first called Bai Yusheng respectfully, then turned to Chiao Mian and said, Miss Chiao, someone is looking for you outside, saying they are your family members. My family? Chiao Mian was stunned for a moment, doubts in her eyes. The first thing she thought of was Mo Yesi. But I felt that if Mo Yesi came, he should come directly to the set to find her. There is no need to ask others to come and tell her. What kind of person are they? Male or female? Bai Yusheng might also feel a little strange and asked. She is a woman, she looks to be in her 40s or 50s. Female, in her 40s or 50s, Chiao Mian had almost guessed who it was. She pursed her lips, nodded and said, "Okay, I understand. I'll go over right now." She had thought about whether it could be MRSMO, but MRSMO was very well maintained and looked to be in her 30s at most. Does not fit the description of 40 or 50 years old. As for MRS Bai, she is also very well maintained. She looks like she is only in her 30s, not to mention her real age. This was the first time Lin Huijin took the initiative to find her. He even ran from Yunchinj to F-City. Chiao Mian thought about it and guessed that it was probably because of Chiao Angzan's matter. "Brother Bai, someone from my family is here to look for me. I'm going to go out first." After Chiao Mian told Bai Yusheng, she was ready to leave. "Can you go alone?" Bai Yusheng stretched out his hand to pull her and asked anxiously, "Do you need me to accompany you?" Chiao Mian shook his head, "It should be fine, I can handle it alone. If I can't handle it, I will call you." No matter how much Lin Huijin disliked her, she did not dare to do anything to her in public. After living together for so many years, Chiao Mian can still guarantee this. "Okay, call me if you need anything. I'll wait for you to go together." After Chiao Mian left, Bai Yusheng was still a little worried about her and called a crew member over, "Follow me and have a look. If you find something is wrong, come over and tell me right away." "Yes, Director Bai." Asterisk. Chiao Mian walked outside and saw Lin Huijin standing under a tree. As soon as she appeared, Lin Huijin noticed her immediately. Lin Huijin's eyes turned cold almost instantly, and her eyes showed disgust. She looked at Chiao Mian and said, "You are finally willing to let it go? Does Aunt Lin have anything to do with me?" Chiao Mian was still polite to the stepmother on the surface. She met Lin Huijin's gloomy eyes and smiled slightly. "Why did Aunt Lin come to F-City?" "She came to play." "Isn't Dad with you?" "You still have the nerve to mention your dad?" Lin Huijin looked at her smiling face, her eyes even more angry. "You made your dad so angry last time when you came home, which made him sick for a long time. It's not healed yet." End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1335. Chapter 1335. It's all thanks to an Xin. You haven't even gone home to see him once. Chiao Mian, you are such a white-eyed wolf. It's in vain that your father has been so good to you since you were a child. Even if he is not your biological child, he has never treated you badly. Is this how you repay him now? Hearing that Chiao's father was ill, Chiao Mian frowned. "Aunt Lin, what on earth do you want to see me for?" Chiao Mian looked at Lin Huijin's flamboyant appearance and said without changing her expression, "If Aunt Lin just came here to tell me these things, then I already know. I'll look back later. I'll call Dad and ask him what's going on now. If there's nothing else, I'll leave." After she finished speaking, she turned around. "Stop!" Lin Huijin's furious voice reached her ears. "You know why I came to you." "Chiao Mian, I don't care who you are now or how great you are. If you dare to bully an Xin, I won't. It will make you feel better. The Chiao family is kind to you. If you bully the Chiao family like this, do you still have a conscience?" Chiao Mian stopped and turned around. She no longer had the previous smile on her face, and said with a cold look, "I can't understand what Aunt Lin means by this. You must know what your daughter has done. You should know these words in your heart. I'll give it to you. Aunt Lin also knows who is bullying whom. Doesn't she? Even if you are biased, you can't turn black and white and confuse right and wrong. I definitely have a conscience, but your daughter may not have it. If she had it, she wouldn't be able to do those top-notch things. When she snatched her sister's boyfriend, did she think about her conscience? When she pretended to be her sister and wanted to replace her sister, did she think about her conscience? But if she had a conscience, she would not be able to do these things. Now, you actually ask me if I have a conscience. Chiao Mian sneered and took a step forward. Lin Huijin's expression changed, and she immediately took a step back, looked at her warily and said, "What do you want to do? Chiao Mian, this is your crew. If you dare to do anything wrong, you will be on the news headlines soon." "Oh, really?" Chiao Mian looked indifferent. "I haven't been on the news enough. I don't care about it this time." Aunt Lin Chiao Mian's voice became colder. "You know what Chiao Angzan has done. I just remember the kindness of the Chiao family, and for Dad's sake, I didn't do anything too bad. You haven't done things too well." When Lin Huijin heard this, she immediately became furious. "You asked people to ban an Xian and cut off her job, but you haven't done enough things yet? Even if an Xian did something wrong things, but without the things she did, would you be where you are today? If you and Suzy hadn't broken up, would you have known other men? If it hadn't been for her impersonation, would the Bai family have known about your existence? Speaking of which, you have to be grateful to an Xian. Everything you have now, it's all thanks to an Xian." "What ban?" Chiao Mian was startled. "I didn't ask anyone to ban Chiao Angzan." "Stop pretending." Lin Huijin stepped forward and grabbed her hand, glaring at her fiercely and saying, "How dare you say you didn't do this? You deliberately want to ruin an Xian. I tell Chiao Mian you, don't think that I can't do anything to you now that you are the daughter of the Bai family." End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1336. Chapter 1336. What qualifications do you have to accuse the Bai family here? If you dare to block an Xian, I will make you famous. I want people to know that you are a white-eyed wolf who repays kindness with revenge. The Chiao family raised you, but not only do you not know how to repay kindness, you also dealt cruelly to your own sister. Your father also became sick because of your anger, but you ignored him. Tell me, what would others think of you if they knew these things? Chiao Mian looked at the ferocious face in front of her. Just as she was about to reach out and push Lin Huijin away, she heard an angry voice coming from behind. "Let Mian go." Hearing this voice, Chiao Mian and Lin Huijin both turned their heads at the same time. Mrs. Bai ran over anxiously. The two bodyguards who were following her were afraid that something would happen to her, so they quickly followed her. Mrs. Bai ran to Chiao Mian and stretched out her hand to push Lin Huijin away. She looked at the red mark on Chiao Mian's wrist and said distressedly, Mian, are you okay? Does it hurt?" Chiao Mian still hasn't come back to her senses. She looked at Mrs. Bai, who suddenly appeared and was stunned. "Aunt Bai, why are you here? I heard from Yu Sheng that you can finish work early today, so I wanted to come over and pick you up and go home together." Unexpectedly, he saw Chiao Mian being held by a middle-aged woman with a fierce expression on her face. Mrs. Bai raised her head with distress and anger, glared at Lin Huijin and said, "Who are you? What do you want to do to Mian?" Lin Huijin looked at Mrs. Bai's elegant appearance and heard Chiao Mian call her Aunt Bai just now, and she quickly guessed Mrs. Bai's identity. Seeing Madame Bai defending Chiao Mian like this, she felt a little afraid in her heart, but soon, she met Madame Bai's eyes confidently. "Are you Madame Bai? Very good, I have always wanted to find you." Today since you are here, I can settle accounts with you. Mrs. Bai was stunned for a moment. You want to settle a score with me? Who are you? Who am I? I am Chiao Mianmian's adoptive mother. Lin Huijin raised her chin. Mrs. Bai, you must be very happy to recognize your daughter now. You mother and daughter are reunited, and you didn't even tell the Chiao family. Mrs. Bai, what you are doing is too unkind. Your famous family is not the most particular about morality and friendship. Your daughter was left to the Chiao family when she was a child. If the Chiao family hadn't helped you raise her, you mother and daughter would be reunited now. When the Chiao family has helped your Bai family so much and raised their daughter safely and healthily for you, and now you don't show any expression at all? My husband is a kind man and may not care about this, but I just see it. I'm not used to what you did. Even if your Bai family is rich and powerful, and the Chiao family can't offend you, so what? I just can't stand it, and I just want to say it out. Are you from the Chiao family? Mrs. Bai's eyes showed a trace of surprise. She turned her head and looked at Chiao Mian with questioning eyes. Mian, is she really your adoptive mother? No. Chiao Mian denied it directly and said coldly, my adoptive mother has passed away. This is my stepmother. Stepmother, Mrs. Bai thought for a while and knew who Lin Huijin was. Thinking of what Lin Huijin had done to her daughter, Mrs. Bai's face suddenly darkened. So you are Mianmian's stepmother. Who are you? The Chiao family is kind to the Bai family, and that has nothing to do with you. What qualifications do you have to accuse the Bai family here? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1337. Chapter 1337. You, what did you call me? We didn't know that you were not good to Mian before, and we couldn't care about it. But now that Mian has returned to the Bai family, we won't tolerate you bullying her anymore. I don't care who you are, if you dare to bully my daughter, I won't make you feel better. I will naturally repay Mr. Chiao's kindness to my daughter. But you. Mrs. Bai looks gentle, and doesn't seem to have a bad temper. Chiao Mian has never seen her being cruel to others. When Lin Huijin saw Mrs. Bai just now, she also felt that Mrs. Bai had a good temper, so she didn't take Mrs. Bai seriously. That's why I dare to be so presumptuous. Now Mrs. Bai's face was cold, and she was not at all as gentle and good-tempered as she had just seen. Her eyes filled with gentle water were sharp and cold, which actually made Lin Huijin a little afraid. She stared blankly at Mrs. Bai, who suddenly changed her face, and for a moment, she didn't dare to speak. Don't think that I don't know how you and your daughter treated Mian and her brother in the past. The Chiao family's upbringing has nothing to do with you. I haven't heard of your daughter daring to pretend to be the daughter of my Bai family. You have the nerve to come here to settle accounts with her. Leave right away. If you dare to come here again to cause trouble for Mian, don't blame me for being rude. Lin Huijin turned pale. Before she could say anything, the two bodyguards beside Mrs. Bai walked up to her and looked at her expressionlessly. Two burly men about 1.8 meters tall stood in front of her. Even without saying a word, Lin Huijin felt a huge pressure. She twitched the corner of her mouth and said with an ugly face, you, the Bai family, want to avenge you, use your power to bully others, and treat your benefactor's family like this. I'm going to expose you. Just wait. Lin Huijin cursed and left. Mian, does it still hurt? The red mark on Chiao Mianmian's wrist had not disappeared yet, so Mrs. Bai held it up and looked at it distressedly. Auntie, I'm fine. Chiao Mian lowered her head and saw Mrs. Bai blowing on her reddened area, her eyes and face full of love. She felt a warm feeling in her heart. This feeling of being protected and loved by family members is really good. Mom, the employee who was called over by Bai Yusheng before to stare at him, saw that something was wrong and immediately went to notify Bai Yusheng. Bai Yusheng came over in a hurry. When he saw Mrs. Bai, he was stunned for a moment, and then walked towards them. Mom, why are you here? Didn't I tell you to wait at home? Bai Yusheng said helplessly. Why don't you always listen to me? Mrs. Bai glared at him. Can't I come? Fortunately, I came, otherwise your sister would have been bullied. Mian, what's going on? Bai Yusheng turned around. Mom just said you were bullied, is that true? Both mother and son had care and love in their eyes. Qiao Mian felt extremely warm in her heart. She held Mrs. Bai's hand, pursed her lips, and said softly, brother, don't worry, I'm fine. Mom is just too worried about me, that's why. Mian, you, what did you call me? Mrs. Bai's hands trembled, her eyes widened, and she raised her head in shock and surprise. Bai Yusheng was startled at first, and then looked at Qiao Mian in surprise. Qiao Mian pursed her lower lip again, and her face felt slightly hot. Although she was not used to being called such a name, she still called out softly, Mom, brother, thank you for caring about me so much. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1338. Chapter 1338, Whatever You Like. This time, Mrs. Bai heard clearly. She was sure that Qiao Mian really called her mom just now. Mian, you. The surprise came so suddenly that Mrs. Bai was stunned for a while, and her eyes turned red in an instant. Her voice was trembling with excitement. What did you call me just now? Did I hear you correctly? Yusheng, did I hear correctly? Did Mian call me mom just now? Mrs. Bai looked at Bai Yusheng with a pair of red eyes and took his arm. She was so excited and happy, not only her voice was trembling, my whole body was trembling. She thought it would take a long time to wait for this day. This sudden surprise made her extremely happy. Mom, you heard that right? Bai Yusheng also slowly recovered from the shock just now. He and Mrs. Bai actually had the same mood, but he didn't show it as obviously as Mrs. Bai. He was also surprised that Qiao Mian was willing to change his story. He also thought that it might take some time for her to change her tune. Mian, I'm so happy. Mrs. Bai was so happy that she couldn't help but shed tears. She held Qiao Mian's hand and said with tears in her eyes, I never dreamed of when you would call me mom. No, to think that my wish came true so quickly. I'm so happy. She cried and laughed at the same time. So, now you recognize me as your mother, are you willing to go back to the Bai family? Qiao Mian looked at Mrs. Bai's tearful face. She hesitated and reached out to wipe the tears on her face. Mom, please stop crying. I am your daughter and a member of the Bai family. I never said I don't want to go back to Bai's house. I'm just not used to it yet. I understand. Mrs. Bai immediately held her hand tightly, her voice was still choked, but her face was full of smiles. Mian, whatever way you like to get along with us, then use whatever way you like to get along with us. In such a way. As long as you are willing to go home, you can do whatever you like. Your brother and I both rely on you. Qiao Mian thought for a moment and said hesitantly, Mom, the Qiao family is really kind to me. If it weren't for my adoptive father and mother, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, do I need to tell my family about returning to the Bai family? Also, even if I return to the Bai family in the future, Dad will always be my relative. Although he is not related to me by blood, he raised me and I have to repay him for his upbringing. What Qiao Mian hates is Lin Huijin and Qiao Angzhen. But Father Qiao has always been kind to her. Although she had a conflict with Father Qiao, the father and daughter have not been in contact for a long time. but just now she heard Lin Huijin say that Jiao's father was sick, and she was still very worried. In recent years, Father Jiao's health has indeed not been very good. Jiao Mian thought that she had to take the time to go back and see Father Jiao. This is natural. Mrs. Bai immediately expressed her position. The Jiao family has not only been kind to you, but also to our Bai family. It is all the Jiao family's credit that our family can be reunited now. The Jiao family worked hard to raise my daughter, and I will always remember this kindness in my heart. Don't worry, I will definitely repay your adoptive father. I think it would be better to find a time for our two families to meet and talk about this matter. Mian, don't worry, we won't stop you from recognizing your adoptive father just because you have returned to the Bai family. End of this chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1339. Chapter 1339, Favoring the Rhythm of God. The grace of nurturing is greater than the grace of giving birth. Your adoptive father will be your adoptive father for the rest of your life. Yes, Mian, even if you return to the Bai family, the Jiao family will still be your home. Bai Yisheng stepped forward, reached out, and touched her head lovingly. When you return to the Bai family, you will have a family. Wouldn't it be better to have more family members who care about you and love you? If Mian returns to the Bai family, she can't come back casually. When the time comes, I will hold a grand banquet and invite all my relatives and friends over to celebrate. I will introduce Mian to them and let them see me. What a great daughter! From now on, I will never envy other people's daughters. I also have a daughter. My daughter is the best in the world. Mrs. Bai was obviously still in a state of excitement and had not yet calmed down. She looked a little excited. Bai Yisheng said with a smile, "Mom, don't scare Mian. These are things for the future. Wait until Mian is willing to do it. If Mian doesn't like it, then don't do it. It would be great if our family could be reunited, and we don't have to tell the world. I didn't say it must be done. Didn't I just have this idea? Of course, everything depends on Mian's wishes. If she likes it, then do it. If she doesn't like it, then don't do it. Anyway, whatever Mian says, we will do it. How about it?" Mrs. Bai finally recognized her daughter. She is naturally obedient to her precious daughter. Mother and son, every word you say to me, they both want to pamper Jiao Mian to heaven. Jiao Mian watched from the side, the corners of her lips couldn't help but rise. She looked at the mother and son beside her, her eyes softening little by little. In fact, even she herself never thought that she would change her tune so quickly. Obviously, I felt unaccustomed to it before and couldn't speak. But the moment she changed her words, she didn't feel embarrassed at all, and she screamed out naturally. Then I discovered that this is actually not a difficult thing. The first time I called it out, I became more and more accustomed to it. "Okay, Mom, if you have anything to say, let's talk about it when we get back." Someone from the crew came out and looked towards them from a distance, with a little curiosity in their eyes. Probably thinking about who Mrs. Bai is. Bai Yisheng is a public figure, and many people know him. However, Mrs. Bai rarely goes out, and she is very low-key. Except for those in a circle, few people know her. "Yes, go back first." Madame Bai held Jiao Mian's hand and refused to let go, keeping her eyes glued to her. Mian, I brought you juice and put it in the car. It's such a hot day. You must be very thirsty, go to the car and drink some water." Jiao Mian thought for a moment and nodded, "Then I'll go talk to the driver first." Yesi arranged for a driver to pick her up every day, and now, the driver was already waiting. "Did Yesi arrange it for you?" Mrs. Bai asked. Well, he didn't trust me to take a taxi myself, so he arranged a driver for me. He is very attentive and takes good care of you. Although Mrs. Bai was dissatisfied with her daughter getting married at such a young age, she was still very satisfied to see Mo Yesi taking Chiao Mian Mian so seriously. Mian Mian, I heard from your brother that you and Yesi are already married. Mrs. Bai was silent for a moment, and then continued, since you are the daughter of our Bai family now. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1340. Chapter 1340. Don't worry about marrying into a good family. Should our two families meet for a meal? It's okay not to tell others about your return to the Bai family, but since the Mo family has become the in-laws of our Bai family, we still have to let them know. The real reason why Mrs. Bai wanted to meet the Mo family was because she was afraid that her daughter would be wronged in the Mo family. Just because Mo Yesi loves her daughter, it doesn't mean that other people also love her daughter. As far as she knew, the old lady of the Mo family and Mrs. Mo both valued family status. The Chiao family's family status is indeed too low when compared to the Mo family's. Her Xiao Qi will inevitably be looked down upon by the rest of the Mo family. Now that Xiao Qi has the Bai family as her natal family, if the Mo family knows about it, they will naturally not have any objections to Xiao Qi in the future. With the Bai family's family background, how can he not be worthy of the Mo family? Mrs. Bai is reluctant to let her precious daughter suffer a little injustice. She even thought about giving Chiao Mian Mian a generous dowry. Let her be more confident in the Mo family in the future. Chiao Mian Mian suddenly heard her mention this matter. She was stunned for a moment before she said, yes, Mo Yesi and I are already married. About the meeting, I'll discuss it with him, okay. Of course. Madame Bai patted the back of her hand and said gently, there is no rush in this matter. Just arrange the time when the sky clears and let us know then. If it is not convenient to return to Yunchinj, where will we meet? It's okay to arrange it here. Asterisk. Chiao Mian Mian left the set with Madame Bai and the others. When Mrs. Bai's car parked in the parking lot of her apartment, Chiao Mian Mian was already a little confused. When Mrs. Bai took the elevator to the floor where she lived, her doubts deepened. Then, she saw Mrs. Bai unlocking the key to the room opposite her. She was stunned at the door. Mrs. Bai opened the door, took out a pair of pink slippers, and said to her with a smile, Mian Mian, come in quickly. I made some soup in the afternoon. You and Yusheng will drink some soup first. I will go to the kitchen right away. You can have dinner in half an hour at most. If you're hungry, there are fruit snacks on the coffee table, you can eat whatever you like. Bai Yusheng was also stunned at the door. He knew that Chiao Mian Mian lived here. But now, his mother actually lives here? He couldn't help but ask, Mom, did you know that Mian Mian lived here, so you specifically found the house here? That's right. Mrs. Bai was in a good mood, with a smile on her face all the time. I want to take care of your sister, so naturally I have to find a house closest to her. This will make it easier to take care of her. I took a closer look at the apartment here. It's not bad, the surrounding facilities are complete, and the security is also very good. Mian Mian, is this the place Yesi found for you too? Chiao Mian Mian. She asked how Mrs. Bai happened to live opposite her. Well, he let me live here. That kid is really good. Mrs. Bai was even more satisfied with Mo Yesi. I was worried that he would be busy with work all day long and not pay attention to you. Unexpectedly, he was still very attentive. Mom, I told you that I dotes on Mian Mian very much, so you don't have to worry. Are you relieved now? I'm relieved for now. Let's see how long he can persist anyway. If he dares to treat Mian Mian badly in the future, then let Mian Mian divorce him. The daughter of our Bai family will not worry about marrying into a good family. End of this chapter.